Hi, I'm Marion Grimes, Business Development Manager for the World Agritech Innovation Summit. Ahead of the conference in San Francisco this March, we're bringing you some bite-sized interviews with key people in the ag industry. I am joined today by John Dombrosky, CEO at Oerth Bio. John, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Pleasure to be here, Marion. Thank you for having me.
John, you're a longtime friend of the summit, and many people in the agtech sector know you from previous roles at Syngenta and Agtech Accelerator. In a few sentences, can you tell us about Oerth Bio and how you are targeting opportunities in agriculture and food since the company's launch in 2019?
Happily. And right, as a side note, I remember even 7-8 years ago, those very first instances of the World Agritech, wandering around with only a handful of people there. So it's so exciting to see how this conference has blossomed over the years, and well done and good on all of you for putting on such a great event. Oerth Bio has speaking of blossoming, has grown in the last couple of years quite substantially. We benefit from a unique joint venture structure between Bayer, funded by Leaps by Bayer, but also supported by the global infrastructure and expertise of many fascinating colleagues and intelligent colleagues at Bayer, and a novel modality in healthcare called targeted protein degradation. Our other co-founder actually invented the technology 20 years ago. It's a technology that spun out of Yale from Dr. Craig Cruz's lab to form Arvinas. So we are immersing ourselves into quickly transitioning this really fascinating healthcare modality called targeted protein degradation to radically transform how we approach both crop protection and beyond, even thinking about more about therapeutics for plants and thinking through how plants can become more resilient to their environment.
And that's such, this is so crucial to shine a light on these issues. You will be speaking on the panel about breakthrough innovation taking place in crop protection. So from your perspective, what will the new playbook for managing pests look like in the future?
Right from the start of my crop career at Syngenta, had been fascinated by the crop protection side of the business, and really came to find that we're standing on the shoulders of giants. That the handful of targets and the handful of molecules and compounds that make up the $73 billion global crop protection market. And that's sitting on a pretty perilous perch right now with resistance and environmental challenges from the public, nonetheless, constitute 70% of human life on Earth. So this is a vitally life-giving and affirming sets of technologies, yet they come with so many constraints, not just beyond having to work at a 95% efficacy, be able to store over winter in harsh conditions, be sprayed and tank mixed in summer conditions that are sometimes very arduous as well. The notion around yet having a biological mode of action with the power of traditional synthetic chemistry is what we're on about. And I truly believe it, and right in my belly, that this is where crop chemistry has to go. We have to have crop chemistry in the future, but how can that look that intertwines the very best of what we can think about as a safer or biological mode of action with the power and predictability and supply chain prowess of a small molecule synthetic? And that's what we believe we have the tiger by the tail on with Oerth Bio in regards to targeted protein degraders.
It's so interesting to see the progress that has been made, and it is just like the environment is also ever changing, and you're still like working with that, and that's really, really interesting. So, what are the new types of partnerships that we are going to see, and what's getting you excited about this opportunity?
Sure. No, it's similar and as true in healthcare, where the big excitement over targeted protein degraders is the ability to reach previously undruggable targets. The same is true for us. So when we think about the applications of those targets that were so interesting but yet elusive for other small molecule or prior years small molecule development in crop protection, now we can reemerge with those targets. So there's a swath a brand new, not just new mode of action, but new targets that we can start to assess and address with OerthBio small molecules. But we're even more excited from a partnership standpoint to think through how we build partnerships even beyond crop protection. Bayer is a big investor for us, and so we're obviously really interested in being able to deliver fascinating crop protection products for Bayer and others in the industry. But when it comes to crop efficiency, or when it comes to how to unlock the plant's innate ability to interact with its environment, or plant's ability to create additional nutrition or taste qualities or traits that come through not genetically modifying or changing the genetic structure of the plant, but actually think of it as a spring-on trait, that really emerges us into a new world of potential collaborations that go well beyond the traditional crop input industry. So we're really eager and fascinated at the World Agritech this time around to start sitting down with non-traditional, maybe more consumer-oriented or consumer-facing companies and industry players that would be fascinated to find with us a way to partner in non-traditional crop protection ways to reawaken plants' abilities to supply health and nutrition to humanity.
And I'm just listening to you. I'm also like really excited to listen to all of this and just like sit down at listen to this panel, and all of it sounds very promising. So just we just wanted to like give a little bit of a taster here. So just to conclude, if you had a crystal ball, what would the future look like for OerthBio?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for asking that. We have a bold vision for how to use this platform. Now that we've been able to, through this really unique joint venture structure, in my experience, compress 6 or 7 years of development into 2 years. Now we need to use that compression to spring ourselves into a wider business partnership swath and a pipeline that has not just partnership products that we're developing, but as well our own OerthBio proprietary products as well. So we'll look and feel and act kind of like a traditional biotech that you would normally see in the pharmaceutical space, where there's a robust pipeline. That pipeline is progressing through early stage discovery into technical proof of concept, and then into, it would be the clinic in biotech, but for us, it's the field. So, and then there's chances for additional partnership opportunities. And that's what next looks like for us. It looks like immersing ourselves into another fundraise, and then using that fundraise and this platform springboard that we have generated over the last couple of years to develop a robust pipeline that goes through crop protection into crop efficiency applications. And we emerge in 2024 or 2025 with a number of field validated, safety and environment validated programs that are exciting, and not just exciting for the industry, not just exciting for farmers, but exciting so we can start talking about and articulating the amazing gift that technology like this is and could promise for our environment and for our own human health. And that's the vision for me, and the big passion point for me is to be able to be in a speaking position 3 or 4 years from now at the World Agritech Conference and be able to talk about how consumers can even interact differently with the notion around our food system, and how crop chemistry can be done in a way that's precise and with them in mind.
That is just absolutely brilliant. And I can't tell you how excited I am to just like meet you in person in San Francisco, and talk about this. And then we'll make sure we keep the recording. So in 3-4 years time, we'll be able to compare where you are and then where we were then. So John, thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you in San Francisco.
Lovely. I cannot wait. Thank you, Marion.
Thank you.